Yeah, I can listen.
Yeah, I can hear you too.
Okay. All right, so we're live now. Thanks everyone for joining this hour. I'm really excited for this month's call. We're going to be talking about Google Summer of Code and the projects that have been going on all summer long on Public Lab. And I'm really glad to be able to share internet space with all these amazing students who have been a part of all these projects all summer and been working really hard. So I thought first we could go through and do a little introduction just with our name and where we're calling in from. And then we'll go through again once we have a little conversation about Google Summer of Code and what it is with what the projects are. So I'll kick it off. My name is Phoebe Lewis, and I'm calling in from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi in the US. And I'll just go down the line here from who I'm seeing left to right. So Jeff.
Hi, I'm Jeff Warren. I'm the lead developer on a lot of Public Labs code, and was sort of the lead mentor admin for the project this summer. And I'm in the Boston area in Massachusetts.
Great. And I apologize if I mess up anyone's names. Please correct me. But Jay, how do you say it? Jay?
Who?
Jaitesh?
Jaitesh?
Lost him.
I think he dropped off the call, unfortunately, but he's been trying to rejoin.
Okay, got it. I'll keep going and hopefully he'll ping back in. Lilith?
You might be muted, Lilith.
Lalu?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Great.
So I'm Lalit. I'm currently living in Ottawa. I just graduated from Osmania University from India. And I was a Google Summer of Code for 2016 Public Labs under a project Rich Profile Tags.
Liz?
Hi, this is Liz. I'm going to stay on video mute because I have a cold, but it's been great participating with all of these great folks here in Google Summer of Code this summer, and yeah, great to see everybody again.
And where are you calling in from?
I am calling in from Brooklyn, New York.
Great. Thanks, Liz. Richard?
Hi, I'm Richard from Frankfurt in Germany, and I was working on the WebCheck project this summer.
Great. You just tell me how to say your name again.
It's Ujita.
I was close.
No, it's not problem. Actually, I am Ujita Pereira from Sri Lanka. I was responsible for the search project for public. That's my project.
Okay, thanks. And you're calling in from?
Yeah, I'm from Sri Lanka near India.
Great, thank you. And Anyo, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Going around saying names and where we're calling in from.
Okay, so my name is Arno Maiti, and I'm calling from Durgapur, India.
Great, awesome. Did I miss anyone who's on now? We might get one or two more people joining in. Okay, I think that was everyone on right now. So I know we have I see we have a couple of viewers. We do have some space on the live call if anybody wants to click in on the link. It's on the Public Lab OpenHour page. Join us here. Otherwise, the chat room on there, we can take questions and comments if you want to ping in on the chat room as well. So without further, Jeff, if you want to talk to us a little bit about Google Summer of Code, what it is, the process, and how all of that has worked over the summer.
Sure. Basically, the Summer of Code program that Google runs provides funding for students to do work on open source projects for the summer and to get paid to do that, which is great. So we were lucky enough to join the program this year. After last year, we weren't in the program, but previous to that, we were. So we've done, this is our 4th year, I think, going through everything, but we took a year off. So we were lucky to get 5 different students, all of whom were really competent and who had already shown that they could use GitHub to do, to submit pull requests and go through the whole process. So we really hit the ground running. In fact, did a lot of work before the session even began, which is amazing. And I just wanted to point out, Stevie, if you could bring up that Pulse page. But if you go to GitHub Pulse for our organization, or for the Plots2 code base, which is our publiclab.org website, this is just the last month. So August 6th through today. So it's not even the whole summer, but you can already see just how many commits and changes have been added. And this is also not including some additional ones by, say, Richard and some by Ananyo on other projects. So just to show the enormous amount of activity and contribution that's happened in our code base over time, I think it's really exciting. And then just as a finishing thought, this is not the end, although the program is now over and students have handed in a lot of their final code. Some students are still following up on some additional final tasks and so forth, and some are likely perhaps to continue working on our projects and collaborating. And I just wanted to point out that there's also this first-timers only issue type. All the students know it very well, but for those who aren't familiar with it, it's marking issues, that is bugs or feature requests, mostly relatively small ones that are designed to be appealing and welcoming to people who have not contributed to our code base before. So this is really the future of our code. It's a bunch of very clearly formatted, well-documented, friendly, and thorough issue descriptions that are trying to pull people who just come across our projects and specifically ask that they make their first contribution to our project. And this has been already successful. In fact, today I'm reviewing submissions by 3 first-timer contributors as part of the weekly or bi-weekly issue review. So thank you to all the students for not only your hard work, but also for setting us up for such great work to come in coming months.
Thanks. Yeah. So we thought we'd give a little bit of time for each student to go through and talk about what they want to share with their projects. I know everyone has some follow-up posts and research notes on Public Lab, so everyone can point to those and reference for more information or to get in touch. The research notes are a good way. But I will take volunteers for whoever wants to share first. I'll call you out.
I can make the start if you want.
Okay, great. Thanks, Richard.
Okay.
Once again.
Okay, I have some slides. Wait, I have to share the screen. So, do you see it?
Yes, see it.
Okay, great. Okay. So, as I already said, I was working on WebCheck, and yeah, what is WebCheck? WebCheck is a serial interface that is transmitting data via the headphone jack of a smartphone. And WebCheck is implemented as a client-side JavaScript library. And the intent of WebCheck is to lower the barrier for participating in open science projects. So, for example, if a project monitors air pollution in the city and has deployed many sensors, and due to energy constraints, it is not possible to transmit data wirelessly. The users have to be volunteers fetching data manually, and WebCheck makes this easy because the volunteers only have to plug in a cable and open the browser and can transmit data from the sensors. And yeah, no specific app has to be installed. Then there is WebCheck Firmata, and this is a transport layer for the JavaScript implementation of Firmata. You can think of Firmata as a remote procedure call protocol for Arduino microcontrollers. Yeah, but how does it work? The enabling technology of WebCheck is softmodem. Softmodem is an Arduino library written by ARMS22, and it is comparable to normal serial UART protocol. So for UART, by the way, can you see my mouse pointer?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, great. For UART, the voltage is constant over the duration of 1 bit. So here we have a constant voltage. What softmodem does is it alternates the voltage for the duration of 1 bit. You can see that here. And it does that with a certain frequency for 1 and with another frequency for the 0. So that's the basic principle. It's also called frequency shift keying. Yeah. What do you need for WebCheck? WebCheck needs an Arduino. Oh, sorry. Needs an Arduino. So, for example, an Arduino Uno is compatible. And you need a shield, or if you don't want to buy a shield, you can use some passive elements, so just some resistors and capacitors, and build that shield yourself. Then you need the softmodem library that is available in the Arduino library manager. And finally, you need a smart device, a laptop or smartphone with Chrome, Firefox, or Opera. So Safari does not work yet. Okay, I have a quick live demo, and I have to start the camera. So here's the Arduino with the shield equipped, and I'm just connecting it to the headphone jack. And the software on the Arduino is a modified standard Firmata sketch. And now I'm gonna open the demo website of WebCheck, or better of WebCheck, oh sorry, WebCheck Firmata. Oh, that didn't work. Where is it? And okay. So, okay. Just a second. Where is it? Okay, I'm up it. Okay, here it is. Can you see it? Sorry, my camera is really bad.
Yeah, no, I can see it.
Okay. Okay. And so now sometimes the controller needs to be restarted. Okay. Now both are connected and we can start doing some commands. So for example, we can enable the digital light. Oh, okay, that's. Ah, there it is. Sorry. So you can see the internal light is activated, and you can also disable it, and that way, yeah, that way the pins of the Arduino can control it, or the analog pins can be also read. So if I plug in variable resistor, we can read some values. Okay, and you can see that these values change if I turn here.
And what is that turning right there?
It's just a variable resistor.
Okay.
And it simulates, yeah, some sensors. So because I don't have a sensor attached to the Arduino, I'm just using for demo purpose variable resistor. So you can see that the values actually change here.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. That's it for me. Thanks for everyone listening, and thanks for Public Lab for this fantastic opportunity. And of course, thanks Jeff for mentoring me so patiently.
Great. Thank you, Richard. Does anybody want to go?
Yes, has anyone questions?
Let's hold questions till everyone has a chance, and then we can do questions together. Ananya, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready for now. Okay, using the directly the public lab question pages for the demonstration, and let me just screen share. So, is it visible?
Yes.
Yeah, so this one is the questions page that I have designed, the new for the new QA system. So you can just see the questions menu in the project drop down, and you can just clicking to come in this page. So you see all the questions are listed here, and there are 3 more tabs: recently answered, popular, and like views. In the recently asked section, they basically chronologically ordered in the data posting, that is data creation, and you go to the recently answered section. They are just okay. Here they are listed according to the date of their answer creation. In the popular tab, it will be listed on the number of the views, and the like tab, it will be listed on the number of likes. And here you can see the refined question by tag section. Here you can enter a tag. Okay, you see that all these questions are now defined by tags, and I have typed spectrometer. So all the questions related to spectrometer are showing up. And if you want to remove this tags and reset it, and you can just remove it one by one, or see, reset again, and you can search a question from this search tab. Like, see, all these questions are listed as autocomplete results, and the question author and the number of likes and the number of answers are also listed here. If you just press enter, just wait a second. If you just press enter, you will be taken to the search page where all the questions are listed according to the keywords. You can directly proceed to your question by clicking this proceed to your question button, or else you can ask a question by simply typing in the title and just press the ask button, and here you will be taken to the question editor, and you can just type in the title here and type in some content and just publish, and it will publish this question. So what makes questions are research notes? Basically, questions are research notes with a question power tag. So basically we are using power tag for distinguishing questions. So it is a format like question colon something. So like suppose I want to give a topic of spectrometer, then this one, the topic is the spectrometer, goes here after this colon. You can also list other tags or any other topics in this tag section. Once you post a question, you can see it in the question show page and see the question is listed here. You can just like a question from this star button, and there are also edit and delete links in case you are the question author. So you can see also there are related questions in the sidebar, and you can see the author of the question is listed here, and when you just hover over this author, you can see the number of answers, and you can see there are answers listed below. You can just post an answer by typing in an answer. Answers can be formatted using this formatting toolbars. It is similar to the toolbar in the question post page, and when you just click on publish, the answer gets published. And now you see there is a accept answer button. If you feel like you can mark the answer as accepted, you can do this only if you are the author of the project. So if you just accept this, it turns to green accepted label, and this shows this answer accepted. All the accepted answers are basically okay. Let me just go to the questions page. Am I audible? Hello?
We can hear you.
Yeah. So the question space is coming up. Please wait. Okay. So all the questions that are marked answered are shown with a green answer label in the questions page. So you can clearly distinguish which one of them are answered and which one of them are unanswered. Also, answered questions will contain the number of answers, and unanswered questions will contain 0 beside this answers icon. And there is a new commenting system that I have made for the questions. Okay, this is not published yet. I think it needs a refresh. Okay, so here it is. You can also like a answer with just pressing this like button, or if you just want to share this answer, you can just click this button and take out this link. Just copy this link and share it. So see, you can also post an answer to a comment to answer. Just click on this comments drop down. And see, a comment is shown here. You can post comments separately for the questions in this section. Just post a comment. It works similarly. And see if there are more number of comments, or simply a view more link is shown. You can just click on the view more button, and more comments will be shown. Similarly, comments also contain their link in this about number of hours ago text. So basically, the difference between new comments and the answers is that answers are more focused on giving a response to the question. You can add more content, and it has more functionalities, like you can just drag and drop an image or any descriptive text or using formatting. But the role of the comments is for more clarifications. So basically, comments contain some limited markdown support. So you can just give some formatting, but you can't drop any images or like that. Also, this text box is expandable, so it grows as you type in. And the questions are also listed in your profile page. So if you go to the profile page, you will see all the questions that you have asked or answered. See, these are the questions that I asked. When you go to the answer section, you can see the questions that I have answered. In this drop down, you can see the links to that all answers I have given. If answer is accepted, it will be shown with a green tick. So this is all about my questions and answers projects. And final research note once again, to see that if I have missed anything. All the points that I have told is mentioned here. Also, the one thing that I have not mentioned is the tags page. That is, if we just go to the tags page, okay. So I see a new tab for questions is also shown. Previous this tab was not there. I just came up with the new Q&A system. So basically, every tag contains a separate questions tab in it. So there are separate research notes and separate section for questions. Okay, that's all. And there is also a Q&A page that I have made. You can just visit Public Lab Q&A to see the details of asking and answering a question. And I have also made a live video, a demo video that I have linked with my research note. Click on this YouTube video to see how the question and system works. So that's all for it. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Ananyo. Looks awesome. Lilith, are you ready? Oh, you're muted. Hold on. Let's see if we can unmute you.
Okay. Can everyone see me? See the screen? Okay. So my project is about rich profile tags. it mainly focuses on the profile page of the user and improving the experience. So mostly about on the profile pages. So my work can be seen like it's in the preview mode. Basically, user can add different types of tags in their profiles. This is very similar to what social media uses right now. You can actually list all your skills, gears, the tools which you use, the roles, and even tag your location. With this, like add let's say Python as my skill, which gets reflected to my profile. When other users see, they get to know more about your skills and other various information about you. And one more interesting tag is a location tag. So basically, a location tag basically captures your current location. The main concern with the location is the privacy, if user wants to share his location or not. So we made a location privacy wherein if location privacy is enabled, we just display the centered part of the map. So actually the pin is getting hidden, and we actually truncate the lat and long values as well. So your actual location will not be stored in the DB. So we just keep the array bounds of the location. And there are a couple of ways, like if you want to share your location directly, just click on map, which should get your exact location. But if you want your location to be pinpointed in your profile, just click on the checkbox, which displays your icon and the place where you stay. Otherwise, just uncheck if you need any privacy concerns for that. The next thing is like the profile tags can be viewed for any user. Let's say one more interesting feature is user follower and following. Let's say if one user follows another user, we just list them in the profile page so that you can keep track down of the whom you are following and who all follow you. So it just gives you the list of usernames and just to keep them tracking. And the other part is I've been working on adding location tag to the content, which is something like bring location tags, wherein if a user creates a question or a node, he can tag the content, like from where he's sharing, or what the location actually the content belongs to. Some stuff which is still in the development phase, which should be ready in a couple of weeks. And yeah, I see this getting live very soon. So everyone can add the skills here, the different kind of tags to their profiles. And let's say if I have this user, you can actually follow him or unfollow him and view the tags which he listed. So this definitely improves the user experience. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Layla.
Yeah.
Looks really cool. I'm excited for those to start showing up on people's profiles.
Yeah.
So I know that we are missing a couple people on here who I think dropped off. So Jeff, do you want to talk for a second about the other two projects that have come through Summer of Code this year, and then we can open this up for discussion and questions?
Sure. I was going to say one of them is Jitesh, and I noticed he was trying to join, but I guess he wasn't able to. But he tackled a really great project bringing internationalization systems to the website. And this is generally the sort of under-the-hood work that enables our website, publiclab.org, to be presented in different languages. So he chose as a sort of a test language German, and has done a translation of many of the different pages and interfaces in German to show how we could add other languages also to the website. This covers almost every page in the code base. Any page that has a button that says submit or publish, any menu, any helpful text, all of it is now has been sort of pulled out of the template code and stored in this folder in the config locales folder, for those of you who are familiar with the code base. And there's a list of literally like every statement that is made on the entire website that is hard-coded into the website. And then a corresponding translation in German. Now, using the Transifex or Transiflex website or service, which I think Liz knows more about than I do, we're starting to talk about an organized effort to get people who aren't necessarily coders, but who speak, and one of the now 2 languages that are supported on Public Lab, and can translate those pages into additional new languages. I know we have a really big Spanish language community, and we have a Portuguese language community, and we have other communities as well. So the idea is now that every page has this system sort of built into it, we can focus on doing the translations to bring more of the Public Lab site content to people in their native, or in at least a language that they speak or read. The default, if the language is not completely translated or provided, is that I think it falls back to English, which you know, hopefully we can organize people to do translations, and then this will start to really roll. But I just wanted to commend Jitesh for such an ambitious project, which touches almost every part of our code, and in doing a really thorough and clean job of it. The other project is actually of 2 people, a student and David Days, or Jetha Pereira, a student, and David Days, a mentor, who collaborated, and actually Brian Bunvley, who just joined the call. So if you want to you know, make a comment, I won't put you on the spot, you just joined. But basically they've tackled this amazing big project, which is a new search and sorting system for Public Lab. Ujetha has focused primarily on this backend called Sunspot, with a library called Solar, and that indexes our website the way that Google indexes like the whole internet. It reads every piece of content that's put into the site, everything that's updated, and it keeps a very, very efficient index of all the content. And you can submit search queries to it to get back anything related. It's much more powerful and much more you know, well implemented than the really, really crude search that we had. And then David Days has focused on an API for that, so that it can be cleanly attached to our website, and that all of the different features we use, which do some kind of a search, will be passed on to Solar in a clean way, in a maintainable way. So that means when you search, you know, when you begin typing in the top header bar, and it gives you search suggestions. When you hit enter, and it shows you a whole page of results. It also means when you search for tags, as you type in, it will show you suggested tags. In the new rich editor, there will be a feature where you can autocomplete someone's username as you're writing a post, or autocomplete a tag as you're writing a post. All of these features rely on this API, and then also on the search behind it, and that is the sort of core of what Ujetha and David Days developed. It is not completely merged yet, but it is in the process of being merged in a way that is clean and doesn't, doesn't cause any trouble for other code. And given the enormous scale of these merges, that's something that I think we've done quite well. But we're going to continue to be careful as we integrate the new code, because there's just thousands and thousands of changes that are related to each one. And I think Ujetha is working right now on the final preparation for a big merge. Yeah, thanks to both of those folks for all their hard work.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for catching us up on projects for people who have had trouble joining or missed today. I'd love to open the floor to anyone who has questions or want to share comments about the projects that we talked about today or anything else. So I'll just open up the floor. And if anyone starts talking, I think most everyone here is on mute, so beware the mute button.
I just wanted to say thank you again to all these great people who contributed so much to Public Lab, and also the way that you did it. You know, there was a lot of discussion. You all, have a lot of specialized technical knowledge, and the way you participated in discussing, what it meant to do a feature in a certain way, or breaking down the steps you would take to have those high-level discussions with the community at large. It's just really appreciated. And
I have a question, just as I'm not someone who knows really anything about coding, but I've been watching these projects go all summer, and I'm really interested to hear how this experience matched up to your expectations coming in as a student, and if there are any big takeaways of things that you've learned over the summer working on these new projects.
Okay, can I start?
Yeah.
So, really great experience working with you all, and basically Jeff really helped us out, and everyone was very responsive, and whenever we needed ideas or need to discuss any topics, we always got everyone in mailing list. Basically, it was great, and about learning, I have learned many new things. Basically, like the testing framework. Rails uses this test unit framework. I'm just writing it out. So, yeah, writing tests in test unit. I have learned a lot of on writing this good tests, and basically we faced a huge problem a few days back. That was on a new friendly ID friendly ID change that I made. I was trying to just make the URLs change with the node title. Like if you change the node title, the URL should change. So basically, I tried to implement it, but when it was deployed in the live website, so it broke many functionalities. So that also means for me that we had to write good tests, and that to ensure that these functionalities wouldn't break. And more about it, that we have also written a new set of JavaScript tests in the plots2 code base, which I and Jeff have implemented. So soon we will also have good tests on JavaScript, and that will ensure more functionalities for our code base.
Thank you.
That's from my part.
Anyone else? Something you've learned this summer? Was it what you expected?
Okay, I'll go ahead. So it was an amazing experience. Like I just learned. I had some experience with Rails previously, but this gave me some more experience with respect to the tests we write. Previously, I didn't write this much of tests, and with this project, I was able to get some coverage over the code and with the tests. And leaflet is something which I'm not familiar previously, and this GSOC gave me an idea about the leaflet and the JavaScript which is handled inside the code of the leaflet. And yeah, I like the JavaScript after this summer of code.
Great. Thank you.
Maybe I would just say I learned a lot the year leading up to this program, and put a lot of work into making the code bases more accessible and creating these friendly issues and welcoming issues and making sure it's easy to install, all these things. And I feel like the Summer of Code program happened right at the right moment. But one thing I learned during the program was that it is actually possible for 5 people to be submitting pull requests twice weekly and to merge that code in and actually do so in a structured and not completely chaotic way. And to be publishing code sometimes twice a week to the live site with all of these different people coordinating, making sure not to step on each other's toes, and that some good scheduling and communication and sort of coordination in the pull requests themselves can really make that workable. So thanks to everyone for putting up with the schedule we had, and I think it turned out really well.
Yeah, I think that was very, very impressive, the schedule and the fact that we don't now have 2 or 3 months worth of merging to do because it's all been done.
Yeah, and just for the students, previous years, what was that?
Liz asked if that was Brian. Yes.
Hi, Brian. Welcome.
Yeah, that was Brian Buffalo. It's good to hear your voice, Brian. I was just going to say, in past years of Summer of Code that we've done, we've had some great students as well, but we didn't have this very fast-paced and very interactive and very strictly structured merging schedule or the pull request format that we used. And so, as Brian points out, at the end of those years in the past, we would then be left with many months of more work to remerge everything back into the master branch. Whereas this summer, it just happened as it went, for the most part, and that was really cool. Oh, and also that if you look at if you go in GitHub and you look, back in say April of this year and look in the test folder, and then you compare that to the test folder now, all of you have written so many tests. It's so great, and really that is an integral part of the confidence we have when we publish new code or when we merge a new pull request, that we now have so many tests for so many different things that we have a very high confidence that the site is working down to even relatively small details before we accept the requests. So thanks for all of your work writing those.
I think one thing that I really learned this year, just as someone who was really excited to see these projects, was how much actually goes into the design behind the scenes on these. And I think I would describe this as like, I came to Google Summer of Code as a place to say, for example, I'm hungry, and that's my problem, right? But everyone then comes to the table as like, everyone who contributes is a bunch of chefs. And so it's not like I come to the table and say I'm hungry and then I'm fed. It's like, well, what would you like to eat? Do you want it spicy or do you want it mild? Do you want fish or do you want chicken? And it's like having to put all the thought into the design of all of these projects was so great, because it really made me think a lot more about what it's like as a user to interact with these features. So it wasn't just that, I knew it would be awesome to have a really interactive way for people to express who they are on Public Lab and have a rich profile. But then to actually dig down into what that really was and what that could really look like were conversations that I had with the students all summer long that really made me think a lot about what it really was to get to that higher level of a feature. So I really appreciated everyone's ability to, turn back around and say, yes, Stevie, you're hungry, but I can make it this way, or I can make it this way, or we can talk about all these different ways these things could happen. And that was really, really cool. So I really appreciated that level of interaction, and for everyone to be able to have that conversation with me that has no idea what goes into all these things that I'm saying would be really great. I guess we have about. Sorry, Richard, were you going to say something?
Yeah.
Waving.
Okay. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
I didn't have exact expectations about the summer, but I think I can say I learned something. So, for example, remote working was completely new for me, and I found it in the beginning very hard not to have face-to-face meetings all the time or regularly, and but I think I learned quite a bit about communication remotely, and that was really great.
Great.
Hello.
Hi, we got you back. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I closed my keyboard that able to come again. Do I have to introduce my project, or I missed the call here?
Yeah, that's okay. We still have about 5 minutes, so if you want to take those 5 minutes, we did sort of do a little bit of, we missed you and we talked for a second about what you did, but it would be great to hear from you, and if you want to share, if you have something.
Yeah, actually, I did 3 separate searches here. One thing is a small search, we call it normal search, and let me share my screen also. Sorry. Yeah, here. This is my research. Can you see my page?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, I will do it very quickly, so we don't have time. This was the previous page in public lab, and next I moved to introduce a new search called Solar Search. That's a separate server for the public lab. Actually, this was a very huge implementation for the public lab, and still we are me, Jeff, and Sebastian are working to implement this service to the code base. But we already merged the dynamic search page. Actually, that page you can search all the keywords from by using this page. Let me. Yeah, this is the public lab page, and this is the live page here. You can search all the keywords using this page. This is a very quick search for the public lab users. So when you simply hit, let me say blog. Yeah, now you can see regarding this keyword, all the search results are 78, then 5 nodes, 5 profiles, and all the tags, all the fields are can search through this. And the second part page was the advanced search page. Actually it's a very advanced page here. Unfortunately, I don't have a live page here because we are still working on to implement that page to the public lab production. And let me share with you this my research note. Actually, this search results are showing like this. This is a very comprehensive page. You can have all the details. Simply you can hit all the type keywords here. Then you can see all the you can see my mouse point, right? Then you can list down the sort order and then search results, and then so many things. So you can highlight keywords and actually search to show results. Unfortunately, we are still working on to make it live in production. That's how my project is going. In near future, I think Everseen is also working to implement Java to the Docker. I think then we can quickly move to this code base to the public main upstream. Then we can see live page here. Yeah, and other than that, we made a simple API for search results. That's also available now in production. Next, I hope to go with my friend Ananyo and implement that question search also to the Solar search and finish our project too, and give great search tool to the public lab organization.
Wow, great, thank you. Thanks for being able to connect again. I'm sorry you had trouble. About the project.
Sorry?
It was great to hear from you about your project because we were talking about it. So thank you.
Yeah, actually, David, my mentor, he was doing very good, and he's learn more very good things, and I learned a lot more from him. Actually, I must talk about him right now because he is not here.
That sounds good. Are you talking about David? Is that who you're talking about?
Sorry, I can't hear you clearly.
Oh, I was trying to clarify. Who were you talking about? Was it David? Is that who you're talking about?
David.
Yeah, okay. Great. All right, well, we are about at the hour here, and I can leave the line open for whoever wants to talk or ask questions or anything. But I did want to say thank you so much. Not only just people coming to OpenHour today and hearing about the projects, but a special thank you to all the students. And it's been so great this summer watching all your work, and I encourage you to keep up and keep posting and keep bringing people in and share out. So thank you for everything. And does anyone else have any questions or anything that I'll leave the line open for? Or any last comment?
Oh. Okay, I have something to tell.
Okay.
Can you, Jeff, are you there? Can you hear me, Jeff? Okay, I just wanted to share some technicalities that are associated with QN project. So I think anybody who is watching this can view it later. So I just wanted to make two clarifications.
Yep.
Again.
Oh, I think it's cutting out a little bit. And Anya, are you there?
And Jeff also wrote he's having connectivity trouble.
Okay. We've lost him.
I think Ananya just dropped.
Two really important things.
Yeah, by the way, I would like to thank for the package you have sent us for the use of our contribution. I got that package, and I saw Stevie your articles in that paper, so I read those. uh, so actually, very interesting to have that kind of things to have memories. So I really appreciate that kind of things. Yes.
Great. Thank you. Does anyone have anything else? I'm going to wait here for Ananya.
Hey, he's coming back.
Ananya, are you here? Ananya?
Hey. Oh, and maybe Jeff is coming back too.
Yeah, sorry, my phone died.
Okay. We heard that there were two important things from Ananya, and then it dropped off. So we're all like, ah.
Yeah, he's just coming back there. He's sharing his screen. Hey, Ananya, can you check that you're not on mute?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay. Finally, so see, two things I want to point out is that I've made some changes in the comments model that was used in the code previously. So just some clarifications. I have introduced a new answer ID column in the comments model. That is AID that I have marked in bold here. So there are now basically two types of comments in the code base. One is answer comments and the others are non-answer comments. So just so that first time contributors new people.
Ananya?
Oh. His audio.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Okay. Serious problems with my network.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So Jeff, you are here now.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing I was telling is, so I have made some changes in the comments model. I have introduced a new answer ID field in it. So basically there are two types of comments, answer comments and non-answer comments. So I am using the same comments model for both. The non-answer comments basically have the AID value 0 and the NID, which is the node ID value, it is set to the ID of the node. And for the answer comments, the answer ID is equal to the answer and the node ID is set to 0. So basically when we are trying to access a node from an answer, we basically want to relate the answer from the answer model, that is directly getting the node from the answer model using the relation.
Mm-hmm.
So for a answer comment, please don't try to directly access its node. because else we won't get any node because the node is basically set to 0. So I have introduced a new parent method in that parent method for the node. So basically when you write comment.parent suppose, so it also always point to the parent of that comment. So basically when you have this comment, it first fetches the answer related to that. It fetches first the answer related to that comment. So basically it goes through this two-way, first comments, then answer, then node. But for basically for the non-answer comments, which are basically normal comments, they are directly fetched using comments to node relation.
Yeah, I think I understand. What I might suggest, and we might want to follow this up via GitHub to be very specific.
Yeah.
But my initial thought is to leave the NID pointing at the original parent node, because you may want to collect all of the comments for the node and all of the comments for the answers for the node, and that would save one hop. And to tell whether it is an answer comment or a regular comment, simply look whether there is an AID or the AID is 0. That way we preserve one extra link. But honestly, it probably doesn't matter that much. The things you'll want to look out for are when comments are created, there's often a triggered email notification, and this often includes references to the node. So that may be a useful thing to keep. So why don't we follow up over GitHub on that? But that looks pretty good.
Okay, thanks. And one final note is that due to that new friendly ID model that I have introduced, the slug column basically refers to that new column in that node, and now the slug doesn't point to the URL anymore. Just these two clarifications in case we do further work.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, and I think we have an issue open for going through and checking on the uses of the slug method, which used to be just a method, but now it's a field. So we have an issue open on that, and I still need to go through issues to merge today. So maybe I can find that and we can follow up. But thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anything else before we close out?
And yes, I received the package that you sent, Jeff.
Oh yeah, can anyone hold up their tote or stickers?
Yeah, okay, let's just wait a minute.
Uh-oh. Sorry, Stevie. Oh yeah, there's Richard with his. Oh, that's great.
Oh,
This one is mine.
Hi.
those are great.
Okay.
They're traveling around the world.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody. Look forward to seeing you in person somewhere in the world someday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep in
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
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 Bye.